All right. Hi, people out there. My name is Christopher Okafonke. I'm a creative dude, a creative content creator, graphic designer, a creative person, and also I'm just a citizen of the world. So currently, I was pondering over some things, looking back at my growing up stage as a young boy living in Africa and growing up with African parents who were very, very strict and who gave us the best of what they had according to their own exposures and knowledge. But there was something that struck me and currently is still happening right now as we speak. One of the problems African parents have that over time they've exhibited and has grown from just the African family unit to a more broader view that is hard to control right now is what I call pressure. There's when we're grown, there's what we call peer pressure. That pressure that comes from just your association with your friends, growing up. I really cannot say it's something we can just take out of context more. It's real. And most of this pressure over time causes depression because it's something that comes because you have to attain this level that a society or a set of people have programmed and set for you to attain. And it could be at that time when you're growing, you are not, you don't have the capacity at that point to meet up to that status. So once you get to that place, instead of you being motivated, you get depressed. I faced it as a young man, and one of the most striking and annoying part is when parents begin to compare, begin to put their children into peer pressures. For example, we have this kind of culture in Africa where your parents will always refer you to your neighbor's son. Look at Joseph. He just got admission in school. Look at, I went to church and this my daughter's friend. She's also in school. She got admission. And your own son or daughter is at home. Maybe she has attempted to, get admission and it wasn't successful. Most of the time, most parents say that to motivate their children. They say that to make their children have. I mean, I'm trying to come from the parents' angle and try to understand the motive why they do that. Sometimes I could say they do that because they want to inspire their child, they want to inspire their children, motivate them. But sometimes, even if the motive is right, sometimes the parents don't really know how to send the message across. That is one thing most African parents don't know how to do because, and sometimes most parents just come, they just want to intimidate the child, put the child under a lot of pressure. And this culture over time has grown from the family unit to society now. And that is why the kind of destruction, the kind of youthful destructions, and let me use the right word, and the kind of things we see in our youth these days, we can't really comprehend. We can't really see the values because the children and the youth of these days have decided to do whatever it takes to get the job done. They don't care anymore. Those values that were given to us, that our fathers had, that made them parents that we love, we look up to, we respect, those values are no longer there because right now, the youth don't really care. What they care about is result. And this thing, this moral decadence came not just today, it's as a result of years of accumulated happenstance. For example, growing up, let me say 20 years ago, we had a family system or where there were values, where you look up to your father, you look up to your father's friend. They had certain values that we look up to: go to school, come out, get a job, become responsible. There were certain things we looked out for. We worked hard because we saw our fathers, we saw our mothers, we saw our uncles, and we wanted to be like them. But the problem that came along the way was that our parents started unconsciously or knowingly or unknowingly started putting pressure on the children. And these children, the pressure that comes from the family is one that depresses most. You could go outside, face the pressure in school, come home and still get the love, and you could recuperate, you could bounce back. But when you start facing the pressure that comes from your family, from your loved ones, it hurts, it's depressing. And that thing has resulted over years that the parents have pushed their children to that place where they don't really care. They don't care about values anymore. And it's so painful. That's why these days we see what's trending. These days people don't care about names, people don't care about values. What people care about is, I want to be out there, I want to be known, I want to be popular, I want to make the money. I don't care what happens. So what I want to talk about is the pressure that comes from this, because parents should stop trying to compare their children. You could even if you want to do that, you could do it in a way where the child will understand that you are doing this to inspire, you are doing this to motivate. If you can be able to creatively put that message across to the child, believe you me, that child would be motivated to do more. That child would be motivated to outpace, outdo what you as a parent expected from that child. Because this pressure now, every child that grows up will definitely come to that place where you have to face this pressure. There's nothing you can do about it. It comes from the school, it comes from the society, it comes from your friends, it comes from the community. So it's there. We just, as a growing young man or lady, you can't run from pressure. But parents should skillfully know how to use that same pressure to motivate, not to depress, not to make these children feel lose passion, lose the sense of achieving. Parents need to skillfully know how to do that, because most times parents lose it out from there, because they just come back. Maybe, for example, maybe your mom just came back from the market and she overheard her friends talking about successful child of this or that. Maybe especially children who your parents know, they just come back and pour that news on you and just pour it direct on the child. And look at this, look at no. And this thing has trickled down to our society. It has trickled down to our society. Unknowingly, unknowingly. If you come to the religious sector, you come to the church and the mosques, unconsciously you see the same pressure, you see the same demarcation, you see the same hierarchy, you see the same politics. Like, oh, this guy is doing well, everybody gravitates to it. If you come to the society, young people who are doing well, they are worshipped by the society. Come back to the traditional aspect, they are given positions, and this whole thing begins to trickle down on the youth that see themselves as, man, I'm not doing well. The pressure comes on them, and at this point they are ready to do anything, because now the society, the religious sector, the family unit, everybody is putting the pressure in front of this youth. And once that pressure comes, there's something pressure does. Once you break through that mindset of you know what? I don't care anymore. Once you get there, that child can even kill to get the result done. One thing that, inspired me, that made me, start pondering and talking about why the youth of these days don't really care anymore is because I was watching something online and I saw a very young boy, about, let's say, 15 or 16, with his friend. They walked into this herbalist shrine, and the herbalist told the boy he was going to do juju, black power, whatever, to make the boy rich. So the boy desperately wanted to be rich. So what caught me was that the herbalist told the boy, it was trendy, so something everybody must about. I'm just trying to coin out my point from that experience. So the herbalist asked the boy, he said, "Are you ready to kill your father to become rich?" And the young boy said, "Yes." I mean, this boy would be in the age bracket of 15, 16. The boy was ready to kill his father. I mean, I was like, wow. It shook me to my bones. So the herbalist tried, did his incantations and did a lot of magic. So he told the boy to take a dagger, a little sword, and all the boy needs to do is to call the father and stab the picture or whatever. Then the father would die where he is, and then the ripple effect is that you start making money. So the young boy was ready. So he wanted to stab his father, and something happened. The herbalist like, "Oh no, your father spiritually is strong, so we can't use your father. But do you have any other person that is dead to you that you're ready to kill?" And the boy said his friend, his best friend. So the herbalist was like, "Are you ready to do this?" The boy's like, "Yes, I'm ready to do this, man. I'm ready to kill this guy now, right now." Like, so the herbalist said, "Okay." He did some incantations, enchantment, whatever, and so he called his friend and wanted to stab his friend. The herbalist held his hand and said, "Man," the first thing that came out of the herbalist man said, "You get heart, you get mind. That means you're hardened, man." Now, a boy of 15, 16 is still a young man, still a young boy. I mean, it shook me. If a boy of that age is willing to kill to have money, one thing took that boy to that level, because that boy has his innocence as a child is gone. He's no longer a boy. That boy automatically is a man, and not just a man, he's a violent man. And one thing that can transform a young toddler to that kind of mindset is pressure. 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 The pressure is just too much. A lot of people respond to pressure in different ways. That's another part we have to look at. So parents should be careful. The society these days, I was reading something one day, and it said there are a lot of factors that build up a child: the family unit, the educational unit, the spiritual unit, and the societal unit. Though these are units that come together to form and grow, form a child. They are part of the factors that are there to give the child a very good formation in his growing process. And it's true. The child knows love first from his family. The child will know pressure first from the family. The society we have there, they don't care. People don't celebrate you to know how you got the success. People just celebrate your success. They don't even care. Now, if you come to the religious part of it, which we have the church, the mosque, these days, you go to church, sometimes you see people are celebrated, are respected because of the physical possession they have, or because the possession they have, people are respected. So all these things trickle down to what these young people see. They see that, oh wow, so if all you need is just to have material possession and you can command respect. And if you come back to your hometown, they give you chieftaincy titles, they give you position of leadership. They don't care because you have the money. They don't care how you made the money, but as far as you can be there when they need money, they confer onto you certain leadership. And when you watch the aftermath effect of this, the young ones who look up to, like, man, I just want to be this guy. I don't really care anymore. Because if a 14-year-old boy can, sit back and say he's ready to kill his father, I mean, something's really wrong. And it's high time parents start, looking into ways where they can start inculcating, inspiring tactics to inspire. I mean, I don't have a problem in, bringing out words to inspire your child, but don't bring out words that would add pressure. Pressure is good, but if it's not being, dished out in a right way, it can be misunderstood. And when it's misunderstood, it brings out the dragon. It brings out the bad part. It brings out the voracious part. It brings out the beast in a man or a woman. Back then in school, I've seen beautiful young lads. They come to school, they get back to their hometown, and when they come back to school, you hear them say, man, as I reach home, man, wetin my mama tell me, wetin I see, man, bro, I don't cut through. What I just said was, I've seen good, smart, young kids, they come to school and maybe year one, the first day, they go back home, the holidays. And by the time they're coming back to school, there's this reprogramming. Like you could see it. This young boy, young girl who had dreams of becoming a doctor or an economist or a lawyer or an engineer comes back, and you could see the hunger that I am ready to do anything. I am tired. I'm ready to. When they tell you, oh boy, I want cutthroat, means I am ready to do whatever it takes to get the result, to get it. Even if I die trying, I'm going to get it. That man or that woman have gone through a process where the pressure has driven him or her into that place of no return. So I just want parents out there. I can't really talk about the society because the society now is governed by a lot of factors. But the society is a component of different family units coming together. But the truth is, if we have to get this right, we have to go back to the family unit. That's where it all starts. Mothers, how do you talk to your children? How do you motivate them? Do you compare them and make them feel less inferior? Sometimes we do all these things with the right motive, but the approach is wrong. I know what I'm saying. Most parents do what they do out of love. But the truth is, how are you doing it? Because if you don't do it the right way, you end up killing that child. So we have to sit back and say, where are we getting it wrong? That's the most important thing. Where are we getting it wrong? Because if we don't, as parents, as a people, try to go back to the drawing board and come up with ways where we can start championing and pioneering this new set of young ones, we are just raising a generation that will be out of control, and it will be terrible. Believe me, it will be really, really terrible. If you look out there right now, you know what I'm saying. The signs are there. The values are thrown off. Like nobody really care anymore. And it's getting deeper and deeper. So what I will just say right now is for those that really care, go back to the drawing board. Inspire your children, inspire your younger ones. Inspire them, motivate them. But do it in a way where give them the pressure, but put it in a way where it's inspiring. Put it in a way where it motivates them rightly, not wrongly. Don't put the pressure to demean them. Don't put the pressure to make them see themselves inferior. But inspire them, put the pressure to bring out the best, and also be around them to watch and guide them. Because if you really think you don't care, we are just building a nation or building a people where everyone is a beast and no one can be controlled. And when that kind of thing happens in the society suffers. I'm telling you. If you look to the social medias these days, the narrative out there is just something very, 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 very crazy. Everybody out there mostly don't really care. You just want to trend. You just want to make money, which is good. I'm not saying it's wrong. It's good. It's a noble thing. But why are you doing it? What are you trying to pass across? What are you trying to teach? What message? What I'm doing, is it going to uplift someone or is it going to destroy someone? People don't care. Because all they want to do is to achieve that goal that, oh, I'm doing well, I'm looking good. That's what matters. Whatever happens after that, I don't care. We have to start caring. Because like I said, the story I brought, the illustration of that young lad who wanted to kill his parent. I mean, I know it's not easy, but if someone gives birth to you, that's one of the greatest gifts you could have as a young man. And I think it's something you should appreciate and cherish. Giving birth to you and taking care of you up to that age, and all you could do is to get rid of your father. I mean, it's really, really sad, and it's something we need to look out for. So, peer pressure, parents, teachers, those influencers, if you're in a position where you are a leader or you have people following you, people looking up to you, let us find a way to strike balance and help our generation by motivating them and teaching them, inspiring them to know how to harness what they have, appreciate what they have for the good. Competition is okay. We can have fair competition, good competitions, but let's not take it to the place where we don't really care about our values anymore. Values of love, value of doing the right thing. You know, this is right, this is wrong. You know, value for looking out for your brother, like, oh no, what I'm going to do is damaging my brother's image. It's going to destroy this young man. I'm not going to do it. We have to look out for those things, because if we live in a generation where we don't care, just get it, very soon parents will be hiding from their children, because the children will be haunting their parents. That's what it gets down to. I don't know what inspired that young man to get to a place where he walks into a shrine and is ready to kill his father and his best friend for money, to become rich. The guy must have seen a lot of people that have done it, or maybe he has seen the way those who are rich, maybe his mates who have gone to do it, and he has seen how his own father talk about them. He has seen how his mother worship them. Oh, wow, look at this young boy of yesterday. He's driving a Jeep. Ah, God. Wow, that boy is doing well. Oh, that God bless that boy. Look at how he's helping his mom. All these things, I mean, I grew up in an era where source of wealth was checked. You'll be vetted. I mean, if you come home after years with riches that cannot be tracked, I mean, people can't understand how you made your money, you will not be respected in the society. They don't, if you like, come with your millions, they don't care. I grew up in that era where you come as a millionaire, they can tell that, oh, this is how he made his wealth. This is how he became rich. They give you honor and respect based on your track record of success, based on how you were able to become what you are, that people can see, emulate, and learn from. I grew up in that era. And we as young people, that's what we looked out for. You know, when we get home, we see this man. Oh, he's an engineer. Oh, he went to school. He's now working. He's a millionaire. Okay, he's the one that constructs. You know, we admire those things because we wanted to be like them, because we were told how they made their success. You know, so everybody wanted to be like that. But the moment our parents started losing it, I know it could be as a result of poverty, but people were still poor then. But they had values, they stick to values. The moment we started raising the bar and lowering the bar for values, unconsciously or consciously, wherever, we lost it. We lost it. I'm really just doing this thing, just talking, because I feel it's high time we go back as a people, especially parents. I'm really talking to parents, because everything starts from the family. Believe you me, everything starts from the family. That's where the whole thing starts from. I want parents to go back. Grandparents, you could teach your children, how do you talk to your child? Because that young boy, that young girl, one day will not be young, will not be that girl. That boy will become a man, and that girl will become a woman. So, what do you want them to be? It's up to you. Let us motivate, inspire, teach, encourage our young ones. And if you have to add pressure to it, add it with in the right way, where the pressure would bring out the best, not the beast in them. The pressure will make them walk with the values you've taught them to achieve the result. Teach them about patience. Growing up, they were taught about good name. They will tell you good name is better than riches. That's what they told us then. So in everything we did, we even if we get to the place where we had to make decisions between good and evil. We knew what to choose because we had the value that good name is better than riches. So we had those things. But these days, we telling our children, get the money. There's nothing like good name. Get it. We don't care how you got the money. Just bring it up. Well, it sounds good, but there's an aftermath effect to that. There's a cause and reaction to that. That's why a young boy can decide to kill his father, because he knows what matters is just come home with the money. We'll celebrate you. We don't care how you got the money. We will celebrate you. And I think it's time for us to just try to, look back and see how we could amend these things, especially this moral decadence, this value system. Parents, please take it easy. Rome was not built in a day. Take it easy on your children. Teach them the values to stand for. Teach them the values to hold on to. Teach them the value of hard work. Hard work pays. Teach them the value of patience. Teach them the value of love, respect, good name. I know money is very, very essential. It's something we need, but it's not just all about money. Very, very important. It's not just about money. Character. Good ones. I'm not here to score or try to be like a school teacher, but I'm just telling you because I feel for the society. I listen to what happens. I watch the trendy things out there. I look at what happens on social media. I talk to youth. I read. I see what's happening out there, and there's a big problem. We might decide, oh, well, I don't really care, but with time you will care, because it's becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. It will get to a place out of control. Then it's just going to be against the hunter and the hunted and the bushmeat. It's against the hunter and the bushmeat. So it's going to be a war zone. And it's not something we look forward to. So if you find yourself in any position of leadership, please be an inspiration so that we can get back those values that we once had. All right. So I'm just here sharing my own point of view, and if you have anything to say or anything to correct me or enlighten me, or you could just drop it down, right, and I'll read it and learn from it and see how we can get better. And above all, let's just keep putting out the right vibe out there. No matter how little it is, the world needs it. This world needs it. Let's put the word out there. Let's put the right positive message out there. And let's keep pushing. One child after the other. It's just going to grow. Let's keep pushing it out there. Because that's all we have. This generation, they are the future. And they're the future that will bring the next generation. So if we have a generation of people who really don't have values, then we lost it all. We lost it all, because the next generation will pick from what their fathers taught. And if we have to score ourselves, we didn't do good. So I'm just, speaking. And let's make it happen. Please. Use your platform. Use your opportunity, use your skill, your leadership position to teach and to inspire. Thank you. Hi. Yeah, my name is Chris. All right. Today, I want us to discuss a little bit about something I really noticed, and I was discussing with my bro, and I found out that most people don't know how to grow in life, and not because we don't know how to grow or we don't want to grow. There are certain elements that helps in the growth process. Like for example, if you want to be a doctor in any country all over the world, there are processes you must go through. Maybe a educational process, which will take years. The same thing applies if you want to be an engineer, whatever profession you want to be. It's something that you just cannot take away from. You must go through the process of tutelage of receiving the requisite academic prowess that will take you to that level. But there's something the society has made us believe, and over time we have taught that once we get to that point in the pursuit of our dream, our goals, and we get to that point, we see that, oh man, it's over, or I'm not doing well. You start feeling down, you start feeling depressed, you start feeling like, oh, there's something wrong with me. No, there's really not. It's called failure. Yeah. Failure is part of the curriculum, it's part of the workload, it's part of the school courses you must undergo, you must go through, you must pass through it if you want to be a great achiever, a successful person in whatever you do. But sometimes the society makes it look like once you fail twice, it's you're not in the right place, you are not in the right, you're not doing it right, there's something wrong, you're down. The society makes you feel something is wrong with you. And we see a lot of youth getting it wrong because they feel, oh, I've tried this thing over and over and it's not working. The truth is, failure is part of growth, and failure shows that you're growing. Failure shows that you're making progress. That's just all. That's just all. In my little life, I've never seen somebody go through a process at a point in your life you would meet that thing called failure. You meet that. You just have to meet it somewhere. There's nothing you can do about it. But it's just to have the mindset that failure is part of the process. That's all. Once you've decided, I want to venture into this, I want to do this, and you must get to that place where you make mistakes, where you fail. That's why you need a mentor to be there by you, to guide you. Failure is part of the process. Don't get it twisted. Oh, because I see a lot of people, most times youth will come to me and they talk, oh bros, why, what happened? You were doing well, what happened? Bros, I'm tired, Joe. I tried, I didn't make it, man. I tried, I made I made a mistake, I got something wrong. So I'm tired. No, no. If you fail, it shows something is not being done right. So what do you know? With the right mindset is, what do I do now? How do I avoid these mistakes? What must I do right? How do I? So that is why whenever people come to me and like tell me, "Oh, I have this dream," the first thing I try to do, are you passionate about it? Because once you're passionate about it, passion has a way of converting every challenge you face into an opportunity. That's one thing passion does. If you don't have passion, you will burn out. Because that process, you will always get to that place where you always meet that person called failure. You all fail, you fail. I don't see failure as the way when I was growing, the way I was told failure is. When we are growing, once you fail, it's over for you. Like you're done. But as I grow older, I found out, and with my mentorship class and all, listening to a lot of people and understanding life, I began to understand that failure is part of the process. It's something you must learn to accept. But now, once you fail, is why, what happened. Then you can now know the next step to take, the next direction to follow. If you don't fail, how do you know you're making progress? You can quantify your success, but once you fail, you can also it's also a litmus test to know that oh, this is why I failed. I didn't do it right here. I did it wrong here. And the next time you're approaching it, you're now better. You now know why. So I just want to really buttress on that point a little bit because most people have lost most people have cut down their dreams. Most people have decided to take up all the dreams. Like for example, I had a friend who was very good with IT. I mean, he taught himself. He was good. He was talented. He was skillful with IT. He tried, and at a point, he failed. The pressure came, and he decided to venture into something else. He tried. He failed. So now he decided something else again. And I was like, bro, if you want to be a doctor and you decide, okay, because I failed, I want to now be a mechanical engineer, you're still going to meet that thing called failure along the way too. Then you drop. Oh, now I want to be a musician. One thing I've learned in life, everybody that has been successful in anything they venture to do, they failed over and over again. But one thing that was able to make them stand out was that they were still consistent in what going over that failure and getting better. And there's a cumulative thing about it. The more, it will get to a place where it is just too much that you can't be hidden anymore. That's where the whole world celebrates you. But sometimes people don't know what you went through behind the scene. People don't know how many times you've cried failing. I was listening to a pastor and they was talking about the illustration of David. Before David could face the Goliath, David had already been killing the bear and the lion when nobody was there. He learned how to be skillful with his fighting techniques. So sometimes we are too quick to kill or abort the dream just because of one experience of failure. No, don't abort the dream. Don't. Don't abort the dream. That's one thing I want to just talk to you about before I go. Don't abort the dream. If you have the dream and you're passionate about it and you trust in that dream, you believe in that dream, please, if you fail along the way, it only means that you're making progress. And let me say something. It's really even, it's way better to fail and learn because you can now teach, you can now pass knowledge. Sometimes when we walk into some firms, they say, okay, we need a certain qualification with some years of experience. The reason why they ask for years of experience because they know that that experience comes with a lot of failures. You must have learned how to, you must have experienced failure in that discipline and you must have found a way to conquer it. So you are more resourceful to them than just somebody who has not experienced it before. You are not the same. You are not the same. Somebody who has the experience is way better because the person has been able over time to go through failures and has what passed over it over time. So I really just want us to look at, for example, I was reading something and somebody said, you know, they had this big machine that got, damaged in a big factory and they called a lot of engineers far and wide. They came, they did all they could, they couldn't fix it. So they got a man who came and he charged them a lot of money. So the machine was as very, very big and he came several days just going through the machine, looking at it, and when it was time for him to fix the machine, he spent a couple of minutes. So the owner of the company said, wow, I mean, we are paying you this huge amount of money for just some minutes of, you know, touching some places. And the man laughed. He said, the money you're paying me is for the experience I gain to know what to do to get the job done. That's why I'm charging you. I'm not charging you because I know what to be. I know it because it took me years to know. So that's what you're paying for. And those years come with failing. So we should not come to a place where we fail and we give up. No, but the truth is, it's painful. Failing is not sweet. Failing is not sweet. That is why whenever people fall into that place, they end up giving. And honestly, the society is not even encouraging when it comes to failing. It's not. The society condemns. Oh wow, wow, it failed. Oh, like, and it's it's disheartening because people tend to run from it. But you need to embrace it. You need to embrace failure. Embrace it. Take it in. Let it be a motivating factor. If you fail, get up. Not how do I get it better? That's how you think. That's how you conquer it. Because the moment you know why, what happened, it will make you a better person. You will learn how to do the job better. You will learn how to get the job done. That's how it goes. But if you just feel, oh, it's over, it's over. I remember a day, me and my brother, we went for a show, an all-night show where instrumentalists were playing, and we played all night to the morning. And in front of us was this set of guys. They were just observing us, like they were looking at us. And as instrumentalists playing on stage, you always know when people stare at you and admire you. So we were getting the vibe that they were, admiring the dexterity of us playing the equipment and everything. So when the whole show was over, everybody gone. The guys now walked up to the stage, and how you doing? We changed exchange. So we're feeling like, oh wow, we killed the show. We're bad. We played. Everybody with dope music. So the guys, excused us from the equipment and they started playing. And immediately when they started playing, we, you could tell we were dead. Like those guys were playing at a very high level of professionalism that we couldn't even fathom. Like, and all this while they were standing in front of us, looking at us, and we were busy showing up that we wow, well, no. So while they were playing, it was jaw breaking. I mean, we were stunned. We were looking at them like, and I saw in my brother immediately. It was like, and we just disgraced ourselves. Like, and after that day, it was the end of my bro. It was like, you know what? I'm not done. I'm done with this instrument thing. Like, because my brother felt he had failed himself. Because, as an instrumentalist, you always know when somebody plays better than you. You could tell because, and it's so depressing, especially when you've shown yourself and you've exhibited the dexterity of what you have, you've played all what you have, and you feel you're the best, and somebody just walk in and with some notes beats you down. Like, my brother felt so down that he refused to play the equipment again. So I saw it in him, and I too, I was like, you know what, this instrument thing is not for me. I gave up, you know. And we got home that morning downcasted, like it's over. So I took up the challenge to study, but my brother was like, it's done. So why I brought up to say that act of failing scared my brother from moving on. It was like he's done. But if he had decided to, okay, you know what? I failed. These guys played 10 times better than me. How do I step up my game to beat them or to become better? That's the mindset that will always use failing as a better tool. Because failure is like a two-edged sword. If you embrace it and take it, and decide to move with it, you will enjoy failure. But if you don't, failure would drop you, it will kill you, it will put a full stop where it ought to be a comma. So try to always get to that place where you're focused. That no matter what, no matter how much I fail, no matter how much, if I'm passionate about this, I'll keep pressing on. If I love this business, if I love this venture, no matter what comes my way, I'll still keep going forward. If you can have that mindset, failure will be a foundation that takes you up. That's why most times when I read about successful people, I don't read how, oh, I don't read about their success. I read about how they got there. Because sometimes that is why the society these days, there's a mixed understanding about success. People always see the finish, the grand style, the spotlights. Oh, he's a successful actor, he's a successful filmmaker. Oh, he's a wonderful doctor. Oh, he has people look at that. They focus on the spotlight, but they don't understand that that person had got there because of years of hard work, years of failing, and getting up again. So, you as a person, for me, whenever I meet any successful person, I first of all try to look at how did they get here. I try to look for the story, how they got there, because I know they didn't get there by just waking up from sleep and no. They got there by hard work. They got there by going over failures and deciding to convert that failure into a motivating factor. So if you can have that mindset, oh God, if you can have that mindset, I don't nothing can stop you. If you can have the mindset of, okay, you know what, whatever comes my way, I'm going to make success. I'm going to get the job done, regardless. I don't want to start talking about quotes from successful people. I'm just going to tell you straight up. Whatever you decided to do, whatever you decided, whatever goal, dream, just know while you are busy going through the process, just know in the school of attaining, failure is part of the course outline. And failure is what makes you know you're growing, you're making progress. It's something I put in front of my watchword every day. If I get to this bus stop and I say, oh, I didn't get it right, I go back. It's painful. It's really painful. It's frustrating because now you can't tell people because the society will look at you as scorn you. And you feel depressed. But what do you do? What do you do? Take it. Accept it. But use it for your good. If I fail, take a deep breath. Relax. Bounce back. Keep doing it. Now you just learned twice. First, what made you fail? Two, how to what? Get out of it. You are now better, way better. But if you stop, you didn't move forward. So, as we every day wake up with our goals, with our dreams, with our vision, and as we go about in our day-to-day activities in our life, just know that it is something you come across and there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can literally do about it. You have to embrace it. You have to take it. You have to just tell yourself, yo, listen, I failed. What did I do wrong? I'm not going to stop here. I am not going to stop here. I'm going to keep moving. Okay, what's okay? Do I go get a certain level of knowledge or understand or information, or do I seek to get some kind of relationship that can help me, or what do I need to do? Do I buy more books? You need to now start asking why I made the mistake. Because the moment you start asking why, then you know what step to take. How do I avert it? How do I avoid it so it doesn't happen again? Once you can have that mindset, there's nothing you set your mind to do that you won't achieve it. Because one thing that we're scared of is the report card of failure. But once you look at failure as what? Part of this course outline, part of what I have to go through to get what I want, then nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop you. So I'll even advise whatever you have a dream or goal you're chasing, if you can't have the right people around you, go alone. Because sometimes what kills us is the aftermath effect of the failure. Because when you fail, what are people going to say? How are they going to look at me? Oh, they're going to look at me as a failure? No. Get around you guys who are people who are goal driven, who have the same passion, who motivate you. Because, like I said earlier, the moment you decide, I want to embark on this race, I want to go on this journey, get ready to meet failure. People don't like talking about it. They only tell you, oh, 21 steps of getting there. I know what I'm saying. There's no venture you embark on. It takes time. That's one factor. Time. It takes experience of failing too. People don't like talking about that. People just want to tell you, oh man, just come into this thing. On that 6 weeks, you're making it. Oh, fine. It's that simple. It's sweet. The truth is, if you have mentors and if you go with it, will save you. You will learn faster. But give room for failure. I know it doesn't sound conventional. It doesn't sound like what people want to hear. Oh, failure, no. Especially religious people. No. When it comes to the issue of building, Accept failure as a tool. Embrace it. Take it in. Use it for your own good. If you fail, get up. If you fail, get up. Ask yourself why I failed and go seek the right information so that you now become twice better. Like, okay, this is why I failed and this is how I need to do. This is what I need to do. So that whenever I come to this junction, I already know what I need to do to move ahead. Now you're 2 times better. You're way better than the person who never tried or the person who stopped. You're way, way better. So no matter what you do, whatever you find yourself, whatever you're passionate about, whatever you find yourself, wherever you see yourself, whatever you find yourself doing that you're passionate about, know this for sure. It takes time and you're going to meet failing as part of the experience. But learn to use failure for your own good. Appreciate it, learn from it, know why, and know how to beat it and move on. It will make you a better person. So thank you. See you some other time. Bye.